King son. Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
This trial isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about a secret world, one hiding in plain sight, a world of whispered threats, locked rooms, and names nobody expected to hear in open court. At the center of it all is Capricorn Clark, known to many as Mia, Diddy's former assistant. Her testimony didn't just rattle the courtroom, it cracked it wide open, because what she described wasn't just the life of an overworked employee. It was the inner workings of a man who allegedly ran his empire like a shadowy regime.
Tell people who Capricorn Clark is.
Capricorn Clark is a previous personal assistant of Diddy's. She also came back to work for Diddy as like a head of marketing of some sorts for Sean John. She's had a few different roles because she's worked for him off and on since like 2011.
It started with a question no one could shake off. Why would someone need a 50-foot bed? That question, asked casually during testimony, hinted at something more. These weren't just celebrity sleepovers. Mia's words painted the picture of strange, powerful men gathering behind closed doors. Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, TD Jakes, all names tied to Diddy's world. All present, allegedly, at events that were anything but ordinary. But Mia didn't stop at innuendo. Her testimony dove straight into fear, manipulation, and extreme control. She said she was held against her will, not once but twice. In one shocking moment, she claimed she was forced out of her apartment, into a car, and taken with a bodyguard to the home of rapper Kid Cudi. Why? Because Diddy wanted to deal with him. Cudi at the time was dating Cassie, and that, according to Mia, made him a target. Even worse, she said Diddy threatened to kill Cassie unless she convinced Cudi not to tell police about an alleged break-in at his home. If that's true, it wasn't just celebrity jealousy. It was criminal intimidation. But the real horror came in the details. Clark testified that after a 4th of July party in the Hamptons, Diddy lost a bag of expensive jewelry. What followed sounds more like a spy novel than a celebrity tale. Mia says she was taken to a grim, unfurnished office space, folding chairs, a table, and a man 5 times her size, chain-smoking in the dark. For 5 days, this man allegedly hooked her up to a lie detector machine. The message was clear. Fail this, and you're getting dumped in the East River. This wasn't a one-off incident. She says this was the culture, accusations, paranoia, constant surveillance. She described being shoved out of Diddy's Miami home after speaking out. She hated it there. He pushed her out anyway. But if that's the part we heard in public, what happened behind those sealed courtroom doors might be even worse. That's where the now infamous audio tapes come in. Phones weren't allowed. No leaks, no transcripts. Just silence in the courtroom and pure chaos outside of it. According to insiders, the recordings were so disturbing that the entire courtroom froze. Some even say one tape involved someone getting hurt while Diddy laughed in the background. If that's true, these aren't just disturbing sounds, they're evidence of something monstrous. Right after that moment, something shifted. A new list of witnesses was quietly released. Not bloggers, not opportunists, real people. Former staff, artists, party guests, people who had been silent for years were finally speaking up. And then came Dawn Richard. You might remember her from Danity Kane, one of Diddy's girl groups. She took the stand and backed up Cassie's claims. Her story? She said she saw Diddy attack Cassie because dinner wasn't ready. A skillet was thrown. Cassie curled into a fetal position. Diddy kicked her, dragged her across the house, and then told Dawn and others to stay quiet. He allegedly warned them, people can go missing. And this wasn't just a memory. She confirmed specific dates, places, and details. The courtroom was stunned. Diddy's lawyers shouted objections. The judge called a sidebar, but the damage was done. That's when the ripple effect began.
I knew that they were spiking drinks. My girl was at the New Year's party, right? I'm at the front door. I gotta make sure everybody got their passes and everything like that. So then my girl and her girlfriend is in the party. So they get bottles of champagne. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking for them. After everybody comes, they close the door. So I'm going knocking in doors, looking at people. I'm looking for my kid's mother now. What the fuck, what's going on? And I'm getting hysterical. So I decided to go to the car, and I looked in the car, she was in the car asleep. She said, Gene, we started drinking the champagne, and I didn't feel good. And me and Debbie came here and went to sleep.
Will Smith's name was the first bombshell. It wasn't a tabloid rumor. It came straight out of court. His name tied to the secret audio. The internet erupted. Fans started rewatching old interviews, finding awkward moments between Will and Diddy. Suddenly, old jokes from comedians like Lou didn't seem so funny anymore. Then came Will's former assistant. Out of nowhere, he stepped forward claiming he once walked in on Will and actor Dwayne Martin during an intimate moment. The details were graphic, too graphic for daytime TV. Whether you believe him or not, the story exploded. People began digging up photos, party footage, even statements from Jada. Rumors swirled that Jada made newcomers check into rehab, not for addiction, but for control. Allegedly, that's how they kept people quiet. And while Will remained mostly silent, Jada jumped in with legal threats. But here's the kicker. Those threats never became lawsuits, which in internet court often translates to, maybe there's some truth here. Then Meek Mill's name surfaced. Unlike Will, Meek didn't stay quiet. He had a full-blown meltdown online, tweeting nonstop, denying everything, saying people were trying to play with his name. But the more he fought back, the more the internet piled on. Old tweets, weird party videos. One clip showed Diddy throwing Meek a birthday party surrounded by shirtless men, calling him daddy on camera. That video went viral in seconds. People started comparing outfits, matching Meek's fashion to Diddy's. Theories exploded. Some were ridiculous, but others uncomfortably plausible. And then rumors leaked that Meek's search history was brought up in court, allegedly showing adult content that added fuel to the fire. Whether or not it's real doesn't matter. The court of public opinion was already convinced something weird was going on, but the scariest part, no one outside the courtroom has actually heard the tapes. We've only got whispers. And that silence, it's deafening. Some say the recordings are being kept secret to protect the people involved. Others believe they're being hidden because of who might be on them. Names with power, influence, untouchable status. If those tapes ever leak, it won't just be a PR crisis. Careers could end. Entire brands could collapse. And lawsuits, they'll be the least of anyone's worries. What started as Cassie's fight for justice has become a wrecking ball slamming through Hollywood's elite. Diddy, Meek, Will, if they're just the beginning, the question becomes, who's next? Even faith leaders aren't immune. T.D. Jakes, often considered a saint in certain circles, was also mentioned in passing. Not for proof, but for proximity. What was he doing at those parties? Why was his name even brought up? People who were once untouchable are now being talked about in the same breath as scandal and conspiracy. And as more people come forward, staffers, artists, insiders, the picture becomes clearer. Diddy's empire, once built on music and parties, now looks like something darker, something dangerous. Capricorn Clark's testimony wasn't a standalone story. It was a key unlocking a hidden world. Her words echoed the same patterns we've heard before: isolation, threats, control. But now, for the first time, they're echoing in a courtroom, under oath, with federal agents in the room. And while Diddy sits scribbling notes and whispering to his attorneys, the internet is doing its own kind of investigation, digging up receipts, connecting dots, calling out inconsistencies. Every day, the noise grows louder. If this trial ends the way some people expect it to, we might not just be watching the fall of one man. We could be witnessing the unraveling of a culture that thrived on silence, secrets, and shame. But one thing's for sure, this story isn't going away. And if those tapes ever come out, Hollywood might never be the same.